Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Erin Noon, and you're watching 13 News Now.
Welcome to 13 News Now.
We're going to break down the day's headlines. We will begin with an update to a story we first brought you last on 13 News Now. The toddler shot yesterday in Gallia County, Ohio, has died. The 16-month-old toddler had been in a trauma unit in Huntington. Gallia County Sheriff Matt Chaplin and prosecutor Jason Holdren say 25-year-old Joyce Ann Ruan has been charged with aggravated murder in the shooting of her daughter. Chaplin says the investigation is ongoing. Today, hundreds of people gathered at Charleston Civic Center to say goodbye to one of the city's best. 27-year-old Jason Cuffey, a firefighter and EMT for the capital city, died unexpectedly while on duty Monday. Dozens of different fire departments across the Mountain State also showed up, along with Liberty University men's basketball team. Cuffey's childhood friend says he's still in shock. Cuffey is survived by his 2 children and fiance, who is expecting a baby girl this December. A GoFundMe page has been set up for the family. You can find a link to it at the bottom of this story on our website, wowktv.com. West Virginia is seeing another spike in COVID-19 cases. Governor Jim Justice says another 173 people tested positive in the last day, and the Mountain State positive rate of those tests now stand at 5%. On Wednesday, the state had the highest one-day increase since the pandemic began. All this comes after the infection rate here started falling sharply about a week ago. The governor also signed an executive order today saying all public and private colleges and universities in the state may open for the fall semester. He believes they have adequate safeguards in place. In Kentucky, Governor Andy Beshear has reported 800 more coronavirus cases in the Bluegrass state. He said today is the second highest daily number since the pandemic began, as the state struggles to stop a recent surge. The governor continued to warn that new restrictions could be reimposed unless the state is able to slow the virus spread. Beshear had already taken steps, including requiring that most people wear masks in public. And in Ohio, the Ohio Department of Health COVID-19 numbers released today show that there has been a more than 1,500 increase in cases. The Buckeye State now has more than 81,000 cases. Today there were also 41 new deaths, making the state's total more than 3,200. The silver lining is that there are more than 56,000 presumed patients who have recovered from the virus in Ohio. Also in Ohio, a red panda that disappeared from its habitat at the Columbus Zoo is home safe and sound after it needed to be tranquilized in a tree. Cora climbed up a tree as members of the zoo security and health team watched. Officials feared an approaching storm, so they made the decision to tranquilize the red panda, which fell 10 feet into a net. The panda had been reunited with her cubs and the cubs' father. And that's something that should make you feel a little bit better on this Friday. Let's see what's trending at wowktv.com at this hour. Governor Justice says things can surely get worse in a big way before they get better, possibly. And don't let your water quality go down the drain after quarantine. And also, is this West Virginia high school mascot a racist stereotype? Let us know what you think by visiting our Facebook page and also visiting wowktv.com. We're going to now check in with our Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Joe Fitzwater, who is in our weather lab. Joe, good evening.
Good evening, Erin. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, folks. I don't know if you've noticed or not, Erin's really excited. She's in an extra good mood because she's going to be on vacation for the next week, and she's been rubbing it into everybody. So
sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, she's got a nice stretch coming up while some of us hard workers are staying busy keeping you safe out there. Just giving you a hard time, Erin. But again, weather-wise, it's not looking so bad out there here this evening. Let's take a look at your weather eye over in Huntington, and we'll take a look and check it out, folks. Kind of a nice look out there. We are dry but we do have some towering cumulus showing up here on our weather eye in Huntington. So looking good out there, and this is a sign of some instability. So we'll take a look at your Viper real-time radar here in just a second. We'll take a look at a couple of other spots here. Let's take a look at Charleston. How about that? Another nice towering cumulus showing up here this evening. And we could see a brief isolated storm or two this evening with a little bit of instability remaining out there. But again, I think most of us are going to be dry. And of course, much like it's been over the last couple of weeks, it has been very steamy out there, and that continues to be the case. We'll zoom out here. This is what we're looking at here on your Viper real-time radar. And you might have noticed, yes, there is a small little feature, and I'm going to make this a little bit more sensitive so that you can see it here. There we go. Let's see if we can get that to show up there. There's actually a little outflow boundary here across parts of Putnam and Kanawha County. So it's these areas where we could see a brief shower pop up here. And this outflow boundary looks about like this, something like that. So anywhere along this boundary, we could see a brief shower over the next 20 minutes or so. And we've got one decent shower here across parts of southern Clay County. That's going to be toward the Big Sycamore area over there toward Indoor, the Lismores area, Independence Mountain, up through, let's say, just to the south of Heartland and the Bickmore areas. And these storms are not moving very quickly. You'll watch as they pop up here. They pop up rather quickly, but not really moving very quickly. So some very brief heavy rainfall is going to be possible with any of these storms as they make their way across the region. Another couple of storms has popped up here. One near the Pee Wee area. That's one of my favorite towns to pronounce there in Wirt County. That's going to be in southern parts of Wirt County. Again, not moving very much. Another cell right along the Mason-Jackson County line, and then another one in southern Mason County as well. And again, if you pay attention, these cells just kind of popped up here over the last hour or so with some of that heat and humidity remaining out there. Nothing severe, but a brief heavy downpour will certainly be possible, and that's why you're seeing some of those towering cumulus out there. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, but you factor in the humidity, it feels a little bit warmer than that. In fact, it feels like 94 in Huntington. And again, it's definitely a steamer out there for sure. Dew point values generally are in the 70s, and that indicates the presence of some very humid air. And we'll drop down to around 70 overnight tonight. That's going to be about it, folks. I wish I had better news for you in terms of as far as the temperatures dropping. It's just going to be a very muggy night on the way. And as we roll through the remainder of tonight into tomorrow, the good news is not much in the way of storms, just a couple of isolated storms possible in the afternoon. We'll see highs around 90 on Saturday. It's hot on Sunday, folks. We'll see a couple of isolated storms with those high temperatures in the mid-90s. And we take a look at your 7-day forecast. It looks like this. We have 3 more days of the big-time 90s are on the way for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then we start to see our chances for rain increase, especially on Tuesday, with highs in the low to mid-80s. Wednesday will be in the mid-80s, and we're staying pretty summer-like next week. But again, overall, not too oppressive out there. So definitely a case mostly of good news. We have seen at least some decent rain across some of the region. We did definitely need that. But Aaron, I know you're not going to be necessarily in this particular part of the region, but I think no matter where you are here across the eastern seaboard over the next several days, the summer-like conditions are still going to be continuing. I am requesting that you bring me back some kind of souvenir. I mean, maybe a seashell or, you know, something cool, right?
We will have to see. Maybe, I don't know, you've been kind of mean to me these past couple of days, so I don't know if you deserve anything right now.
Wow, what did I ever do to you?
Joe, thanks for that weather update. That's going to do it for 13 News Now. Make sure to keep up to date with everything local, breaking, and trending at WOWKTV.com and, of course, our mobile app. Tune in to 13 News at 11 with Jennifer, Rob, and Spencer. We'll see you here again tomorrow or on Monday at 9 p.m. I keep doing that. I keep forgetting it's Friday. Everyone have a great weekend.